Okay, so let's get into this right now. So this is how I scalp in the mornings. So from 7:30 to or from 6:30 to 7, sometimes 7:30. So just max an hour. So I'm gonna go over the trades that I specifically look for when I'm scalping, okay? And so this is the beginning of the market. Here's 6:30, the opening bell had a drop. The very first trade that would have happened is right at 6:34:30. I want to point out a couple different things. Number one, that the white and brown line had crossed and we're inside of the channel, the gold channel, and that this candle right here just barely made it, but it started from inside of the channel and came out. And also too, it closed below this last little bit that goes up and down. And then I would have got in on the 34:45 candle right there. And it's important. So I look for those three things, and that's what I'm usually staring at. So if you're on in with me in the morning, I'm looking at those things plus the time to see, okay, is this trade going to work out? So moving on down, oops, there we go. Moving on down the road, man, I just fast forward forever. Hold on, hold. Okay, so the next trade that would have happened is right here at 39.15. Again, this candle, if you would have missed this one, that's okay. I may have missed this one myself. But candle at 39.15 came down, kind of would have touched outside of the channel. It would have been close for kind of everything. You would have gotten in on this candle and then easily been out because it went from 50 down to 44, $6, $7 right there. If you missed it, that's okay. I want to show you this guy right here. This is just messy. So I don't like trading this chop stuff right here. I look for very specifics, and that's why I sometimes only trade twice in a half hour. Sometimes I get like 4 to 6, but sometimes just one trade in like 20 minutes because I look for very specific trades. If it's trades not looking good, then I don't want to do it. I don't want to trade it. Next trade that's if I'd caught this, man, that is bouncing is this guy right here. So this candle barely broke through the top of the channel and it's higher than the last little movement up down and you would have got in actually down here at this part. Now, this is getting a very messy section. So it would have been okay just to sit out these, man, almost about 6 minutes worth. And I totally have been okay with that because I don't like any of these. Here's another messy section um, that you could have traded as well. And here's actually another trade that I didn't even realize you should have got in on the 45, the 645 candle, because this candle was right in the middle of the channel, and then you could have popped up above that. So again, this could have been it. I just missed this. Okay, so yeah, just moving along down the pathway of time. Okay, next trade, and this is a clean trade. Now, three trades, 655. If you had hit, two of those trades, um, this is very clean. The price moves up, price comes back down, and this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly where I'm at. So this candle came shooting down here. I would have got in on this candle at 55.45. Boom, shot down. And it actually shot from 79-ish all the way down to 74. So roughly $5, 20 ticks. Easy money right there, okay? I don't like any of this right here. This is all ugly where this candle wick is way above the other one. And so I would have avoided this whole mess right here, even though if it would have made me money. It's knowing when to get in, when to get out. If it doesn't look good, it's okay. There's always going to be another candle, another trade happening. I think that's the biggest thing. What I've been talking about with folks is that I just trade less than most people. This is a slightly dirty area. I'm not sure if I would have taken this trade, but it does kind of meet the parameters. The white line and brown line cross, so we know we're having down movement. And this candle is technically the top of it is inside of the channel. The bottom to cross the line. So you would have gotten in on this candle right here at 7:04:30, and it starts life about 70, we'll say 37, and it dropped all the way to 29. So I mean, yeah, easy 20, 30, not 23 ticks, 20, 24 ticks. Probably would have popped out sooner or later, but that's what happened. I want to show you this candle as well too. So this candle, the bottom of it, outside of the channel, um, the white line did cross, so it would cross on this candle right here. It would have been okay to miss this one, but I do want to point out the top of this candle wick is taller than what's going on next to it, okay? Because it did dip down, it came back up. Now, if you would have missed this, totally fine. You would have got in on this the 6:30 candle. If you would have got in immediately, it went from 28 down to 26, so dropped two-ish dollars before it came shooting back up again. But this is what I look for. Okay, this is the type of candle scenario I look for. Makes a new channel between the two gold lines, and then this candle right here inside the channel, the bottom of it crossed through the yellow line, and then you would have had to just pucker up just a little bit from 35 to 37 before it came shooting down and back up again, or whatever it did. So definitely a great place to make some money. Another spot right here, you got the green candle at the 9:45. Touch the top, you would have got in and would have made money. Now, again, if you would have missed this, totally okay. Because here's another spot. You have, again, yellow lines crossed. You got a new channel. This is the indicator. You got the white line crossing the brown. I'm looking for this candle to cross through, and then you would have gotten in on top of this candle at the 11:30 mark. I would hit sold and just cross my fingers as it went all the way down, $7 worth. And so I have a very distinct pattern I look for, and this is just how I scalp. I'll go for just a few more, but basically, I just want to show you that without those patterns set up, and if it looks kind of messy, I just sit out. And sometimes I'll get a bunch of trades in a row. Other times I'll get like two trades in a half hour. And it's kind of a pain because usually I trade multiple pro accounts, and so I just trade four pro accounts. Sometimes I don't get all four of them, but that's okay. Moving on down to see if I get to now. This one I would point out. Do you see how this is a good one? This is what I don't wouldn't have done because you see how this candle moved up. There's a pattern that's just it's messy to me. These candles moved up and then came back down again and then moved up. I didn't like this at all. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. And plus two, you would have lost money. Um, you would eventually broke even if you could have waited for another like 15, 30, 45 seconds. But it's just ugly spot. Let's see. I wouldn't have traded this one. Would have just missed criteria just a smidge, but it would have been very close and okay to take. This one as well. So opposite than we just talked about. These candles were all down here. This candle shot through. The bottom of it is inside the channel. Pumped all up. You had the white and the brown line cross. You would have got in on this 1945. Okay, push pause just for a second. Let me go back here. Just want to get through this last few minutes of typical hour. I wouldn't have traded this because this candle was above the zone, so would have stayed out of this one. This one it was just too ugly. I didn't like how the setup. It just didn't work for me. Even though it did work out and everything, all the parameters like, hey, take this trade right here at the 26. It would have been fine. Just I didn't like it, but it would have been fine. And then going with my through, this is again, last setup, 731. This is a setup I look for. Big red candle, this red candle, lines crossed, and then you would have got in on this candle at 31.15. So, all right, again, I just want to show you how I scalp in the mornings, and each of those trades, I try to make between 120 to 300 bucks per trade, and there was like six or seven in there. So, all right, anyways, that's it for the day. Thanks.